What's going on, hyperdrivers? Today I'm giving you guys an early first look at Regal Robot's latest Regal Icons Bust of Toht from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Regal Icons line is among the more affordable collectibles that you can find at Regal Robot, and it aims at delivering a classy piece that can be displayed anywhere in your home. And while the previous three deliver on that theme, I feel that this one gets away from it a little bit, depending on your home decor, of course, but I'll go over that a little later. But for now, let's take a close look at this piece, what it represents, and why I think you're going to want to add this one to your Indiana Jones collection.
Go strap yourselves in. I'm going to make the jump to light speed.
So you guys all know that here on the Hyperdrive, we talk mostly about Star Wars collectibles, Star Wars news, and just the love of Star Wars altogether. But one of my other favorite franchises is the Indiana Jones series. So when Regal Robot reached out to me to take a look at these products, I jump at the chance at it. I really enjoy creating these videos. It's awesome getting to see these things firsthand, and it's helpful for you guys so that you can see what it looks like before you buy it. So thanks, Regal Robot, for sending this out. Now, when I first saw Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I was young, like really young. It's like 6 years old young. I think back then it was just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. They didn't even have the Indiana Jones in the name. So when I first saw that scene at the end with the ghosts, coming out and Toht's face melting and you seeing that skeleton at the end, that scared the crap out of me. But what I didn't realize was how groundbreaking that special effect really was. So if you're totally new to Indiana Jones, Arnold Ernst Toht is the sadistic Nazi agent that Indiana Jones has to deal with in Raiders of the Lost Ark, which funny enough is actually the second film in the series chronologically right after Temple of Doom. Toht was played by Ronald Lacey, who appeared later in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade as Heinrich Himmler. A pretty fun fact is that several actors were actually offered the role before Lacey landed it, one of them being Klaus Kinski, who famously turned it down, calling the script shitty. Even the late great Christopher Lee wanted to play Toht. He lobbied for it because he could pull off the perfect German accent. Early concept art for Toht actually even resembles Lee, but he didn't get the part. Still, he eventually joined the Indy universe, playing an Austrian character in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. But let's talk about the melting face scene. Like I stated earlier, this scene terrified me. I remember even having to look away when it happened. At the time, nothing like it had ever been done before. Special effects artist Chris Walas and the ILM team had to completely invent the process as they went. To pull it all off, they started making a full facial cast of Ronald Lacey, which is not an easy task. If you've ever done one, you know how claustrophobic the experience can be. And I had it done once when I made a Batman cowl, and yeah, it's not a fun process. Walas used the cast to create a negative mold and then built a gelatin mask over a stone skull. The mask was then painted in multiple layers, first with a skin tone, then muscles, blood, and veins, so when it melted, it would all look gruesomely realistic. The gelatin was incredibly delicate and would start melting over low heat, so they had to work fast. On shooting day, they used 2 propane space heaters aimed right at the mask, while Walas sat underneath with a heat gun, helping to melt some of the stubborn areas. The entire shot almost took 10 minutes to film, with Walas dodging dripping gelatin the entire time. And then in post, they sped up the frames, giving it that final look that we can all agree looks perfect. And the rest is cinematic history. All right, let's talk about this statue right here. So like all of the Regal Icon statues, this one is a full bronze bust of Toht in his final moments of his life. The statue is about 1/3 scale. It's 7 inches tall, 4 1/4 inches wide. So it fits really nicely pretty much anywhere in your collection or in your home. And at this size and price of $59.99, it's really easy to collect these and have multiple of them displayed together without a problem. What makes this one special and my favorite compared to the others in this line is that this one has 2 sides, which is really freaking cool. And you get this image of Toht now dead with the skeleton and the melting skin, and it just looks gruesome and awesome. And it's like getting 2 statues in one. So that's really cool. The details are outstanding. I really love what they did with Toht's face. You can see how they captured Ronald Lacey's portrait really, really nicely. It looks just like he did at the end of the movie. You got the teeth there. I love the way the folds in the skin are, and the patina really brings out those details really nicely. And the one thing I didn't expect to like so much was the glasses. I think the glasses are a really nice touch on this one. It kind of stands out on it, which is super, super cool. I love how that looks. And then when you spin it around, you got this skeleton, which looks freakish. It's so cool. I love how the skin is melting on the sides. You got the teeth there and everything. The glasses are falling off like this. This is super, super cool. And the patina really brings out these details again, giving you that contrast with the bronze. So really, really nicely done. I love how this looks. And it gives it more of a dynamic, more of a storytelling feel to this statue when it's compared to the others in the line, whereas the others feel like more of like a classical antiquity piece. This one here has more of like a storytelling element to it. And I dig that. That's why I think this one is my favorite. But it's also the reason that I feel that it kind of gets away from the theme that these are stealthy and can be pretty much displayed anywhere. It's a little harder for me to convince my wife to allow me to display this in my home. So, you know, that's why I say that. So it really depends on your decor and, you know, how you want to display this in your collection. If you're, you know, got a horror look to your house, then, you know, obviously this is going to fit in really great. But for me, a little more difficult to display it like this, whereas the other pieces have been pretty much very easy to display anywhere. That's why I feel like it really depends on your decor. Now, in an Indiana Jones collection, I think this thing fits in perfectly. It fits so good when you see it with another piece in the Indiana Jones collection, and it really looks like this could be something that Indy found in his adventures, some kind of piece of a relic or, you know, a piece of history that he found and is now displaying in his museum. But that's my thoughts on this one. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be adding Toht to your collection, and until next time, may the force be with you.